Well, good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday morning. Welcome to the program, such as it is. This is Scotty Roberts, and this is not the Intrepid radio program. This is Sunday morning. It's just a time to be casual, have a little coffee, talk about junk that's going on, and enjoy each other's company as best we can in this kind of format. So, welcome to the show. I'm glad that you made it in this morning. I'm still coffeeing up. I was a couple of minutes late. I'll confide in that. Now, I haven't really done anything with this display behind me. That's all my swords, and I've got some Uncle Dave's swords are all in this collection as well, and they're just leaning up back there. And I did something this morning. I moved something, and I knocked into something there, and it knocked that, and it knocked that, and it knocked that, and everything came down. So that was about 2 minutes before showtime. So I could have just left it and come on and say, you see that mess behind me? That's because, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But no, I took a couple of minutes and tried to fix it. And so there it is. The mess that exists is now back there behind me. But welcome to the show this morning. And I did something with my lights are all different because I got lights reflecting and I got to totally redo. I'm a perfectionist with this stuff. At least if it doesn't come across looking that way, it's got to be perfect for me to be able to do it. So it drives me insane. So my lights are not right. All my stuff fell over. I knocked it all over. I'm going to undo the whole thing. Field guy, you're tapping the mic. You want to come on and talk? Or are you trying to tell me I was 2 minutes late? Maybe I was more than that by the time I actually got in here. I looked at the clock. It was 9:02. So welcome, everybody. And if you're out there listening, I was just talking to Gina online. She said she's going to come and listen to the show. She's been here before. That's one of our friends and neighbors, one of Ellie's customers that she picks up dog poo for her. And so I want to start out. I am here, says NB. Good to see you. Glad you're here. As NB. Oh, is that Gina? NB, I can't tell because your picture's about this big. I can't tell who NB is. So, Randall Flagg, good morning. Field Guy, good morning. Susie Q, as always, the faithful and loyal Susie Q, always here, been here for years. Good to see you. She's one of our moderators. Let's see who else we got, if you didn't know that. Who else is showing their beautiful faces this morning? Morgan Snow is here. At least she was here earlier. Joseph is here. He says, I bought a copy of The Dark and a copy of The Ghost of Nicholas Grebe from Amazon last night. I had my list for Barnes & Noble today, too. Have a great day, all. Joseph, so good that you're here. And, folks, if you don't know what he's talking about, the book The Dark, this is one... it was written by Lemony Snicket and illustrated by John Clausen, who has several books out illustrated. My wife just coincidentally wrote me yesterday. She's off doing this camp thing somewhere in Illinois with Rowan this weekend. It's for scouts. Galena, Illinois is where they are. And she at one of the stores found a book, and she showed it to me by John Clausen, and it has a bunch of his illustration work in it. So that's one that Joseph's talking about. We read that on Friday night. And also The Ghost of Nicholas Grebe. Forevermore I quest till all my bones together rest. So books, those are books I read my kids. And we've been talking about all last week. We've been talking about books and books for kids. Yes, son, come around here. It's Sunday morning. It's okay to interrupt. Here is my son, Flynn, my 14-year-old boy. How you doing? What's up? Sure you can. Yeah. Just warm them up. All right. And my quiet boy. The quiet boy, unless he's fighting you in games and lightsabers. So, my screen looks. Oh, hey, you know what? Let's take the header off. Boom. Maybe that helps. How about that? Now it looks better. One of my lights is not working. One of my lights is pointing in the wrong direction. So that's going to glow white in your face this morning. That picture, because something needs adjusting up there that I turned for a different reason. And that's all I got there. And so, Joseph, I'm glad if you're still here, I'm glad you picked up those books. Very cool. Let's see. Oh, yes, that is Gina NB. Says, fix it and it's driving me nuts. I don't know. It'd be nice if Ellie came over and helped pick up the poo. Oh, my son isn't doing it. Teenagers. That's not. You're not Gina? I am here, she says. Gina is now fix my picture. I don't know. Okay, Gina or NB. That's not Gina. That's not now that I've settled that. All right. So sorry about that. And need to switch your screen captain. Oh, I already did that. Thank you, Susie. It's the delay in here that's always here. I've got my light is shining green this morning. You see the green back there? And it's pulsing. So it's all operated by, it's wise, and it's all operated by my phone, Bluetooth, and I can't get it to set right. So everything's a little off this morning, at least in my surroundings. So, but I'm okay. Now, I do want to mention oh, yes, it is Gina. Okay. She says, it'd be nice if Ellie came over and helped pick up the poo. My son isn't doing it at teenagers. It's Gina. Okay. Gina, I'm confused. Yeah, Ellie was just over there a couple of days ago and picked up Gina's dog poo. And that's Ellery's got her little company that we started for, such as it is, called Poo Patrol. And she's doing some houses around the neighborhood. And so we get over to Gina's. Gina's got a beautiful yard that's a big, it's a hill that goes down from the house, and it's woods and paths around in the woods and stuff. So we have a good time. I go over there with Ellie. Oh, you're Las Vegas Zionist. NB, you're Las Vegas Zionist. I wish she did. Oh, that's not the same Gina. Are you Gina? Is that your name, NB? Because Gina's our local neighbor. That's why I'm confused. So, you're Las Vegas Zionist. So, well, welcome. Yes. Okay, so you're both named Gina. There's where my confusion was. You're a different Gina than our neighbor Gina. Got it. Because I don't think, because our Gina lives in Wisconsin, the one I'm talking about. So there we go. Woo! Wow. Figured that one out. All right. Well, welcome. Other Gina than the one I know. Yeah, you're down in Vegas area, huh? So, okay, now I'm confused. Is Susie Q? Yeah. Oh, you're KB's friend. Oh, okay. Different Gina. I know who you are now, Gina. And there's a Gina that I just spoke with. Now, have I been talking with you this morning? Gina, I have. I'm sorry. That is totally my mistake. Okay, folks, here's what's going on. I was going to talk about this a little bit anyway today. Gina, I've got it figured out. I figured it out. I saw your messages and I responded to your messages this morning over on Messenger. And for some reason, I saw in my stupor before having coffee and before being fully awake, I thought you were Gina of another last name that looks similar on the screen if you're not looking. That's who I thought you were. So I did not talk to the other Gina this morning. My Gina, totally out of the picture. Erase that. This is Gina I know. Yes. So you are right to laugh. That's all on me. Senior moments. Let's make that plural, Morgan Snow. I have a bunch of my senior moments strung together there. Whew, let me have some more coffee so I can get my English working. And that'll be the show today, folks. Thanks for joining us. So, Gina, welcome. I'm glad you're here. And yes, Gina wrote me this morning. This Gina wrote me this morning because she got the same thing I got. Somebody who had hijacked Ken Ballos. Now, you know, KB morning coffee with KB ain't afeard of nothing. But he, quote unquote, called me at 5 a.m. this morning, 5:02, I think it was, and woke me up. And I thought, who the hell is calling me at 5 in the morning? And of course, your mind immediately goes to, oh, there's an emergency somewhere. My wife is off camping with my daughter for the weekend with scouts. So I thought, first thing that entered my mind, there's a problem. And I look and it says, KB is calling me, Ken Ballos, it says. And I said, as a matter of fact, folks, it was Ken KB Ballos. And it's got an older picture of him up there for a profile. And I thought, why is Kenny calling me at 5 a.m.? I can't structure English yet this morning yet. So I'm not going to pick up. I'll wake up and I'll call him back in a couple of minutes. And then I get a text message right away behind that because I didn't pick up the call. And it said, let's see, let me read that to you. It said, I know, let's see. What's up? I know this may sound crazy, but I really don't have option than to ask if you could loan me $250 till tomorrow, and I'll pay you with additional fee. And at first, when I first saw that message come in, I hadn't put it together in my head yet. And I thought, KB? And I thought, no. Wait a minute. Something's not right here. And I said, hey, brother, I hate to say this, but I don't have it at the moment. I may by tomorrow morning or Tuesday for you, but not today. I'm sorry to tell you this, brother. What's going on? So I thought, let's get an explanation. Then my brain starts clicking and putting it together. Wait a minute. This is the profile of KB's that somebody hijacked several months ago. Now, this started all way back. For a hamburger today, right, Gina? Yeah, you're absolutely right about that. I will gladly pay you on Tuesday for a hamburger today. If anybody knows that reference, you get a gold star today. What's that from? And let's see. So, along with this message, I would say this all started way back in. Let's see. Anyway, sometime late last year, it might have been a year ago, this person is contacting me. They had hijacked Ken KB Ballos's account. And I figured it out pretty quick. You can tell usually by the language, the fact that they are probably not speaking English as a first language because they omit words and they say things differently. I call you shortly, or I call you in a minute. You know, I will call you in a minute, or things like that. Small things, little ticks in English typing, not just shorthand. And so I put it together, and in about 30 seconds, I knew I was talking to a scammer. And I said, "Look, scammer, look, loser, look, pathetic loser." I said, "I know you're not Ken," and I said, "But I'll let him know that you're trying to use his money, his profile to raise funds, quote unquote." And I was going to talk about it. I was determined right there when I get on the radio show today, I'll announce that this is happening. And Yeah, Wimpy from Popeye. That's it, Susie Q. You got it. Randall wins. Oh, Wimpy, he said, yes. I will gladly repay you on Tuesday for a hamburger today. So, I think he had a voice like this, more like this. I can't remember now. My brain's not working that far back. But I will gladly pay you on Tuesday for a hamburger today. I don't think he was British. So, let's see. With this guy that's pretending to be KB, just watch out for it. Anybody who's on my friends list, anybody who listens to Kenny's show will know who this guy is if he shows up, because he does not talk like Ken. He's using an older picture of Ken. Ken's current profile has a little more current picture of him. It's a radio picture. And if I'm not mistaken, it's got his radio show in it. Yeah, it says on his profile picture, it'll say Ken KB Ballos is his profile name. And let's see, let me see what, if you open it up and you look at his profile, it on his picture, he's got a headset on, and it says underneath, morning coffee with KB, real talk, real people, in big white letters under his picture. The other guy is using one of Ken's older pictures and is not Kenny Ballos. And he's asking for money. And I told him in here, in my little conversation with him, of course, trying to chide him for what he's doing. I said, why don't you give me a call on Facebook Messenger? Let me see your face, Kenny. I said, and we can talk. Of course, he keeps saying, oh, I'll call you right now, and never does. So there you go. So my red ear slider is trying to escape. Your red ear slider. I have no idea what that is. Is it a dog? Is it a cat? Is it something falling out of your ear? Alice the Goon, says Randall Flagg. Yeah, that's old cartoon days, man. Let's see. I always thought olive, by the way, olive oil was a little too skinny for me, but so I ended up with Raini instead. So, let's see. The Federation Turtle. He says, "Oh, turtle. That's the red ear slider. That's what a turtle. That's a turtle. Got my Kenny Chesney ticks," says Randall Flagg. Right on. So watch out for some scammer trying to pretend he's Ken and try to steal your money. And I told him, look, I said, I and probably a lot of people who are friends of Ken's would have some great compassion on somebody that's in need. But if you're going to try to pretend to be somebody else by stealing his profile and try to steal their money under that pretense, I said, you're just an asshole and a loser. So go back to your pathetic hole. And I said, calling me at 5 a.m. told me one thing right away, that you're calling from out of the country and you have no idea what the time zones are here. Calling me at 5 a.m. and waking me up. So it's a 22-year-old slider. Wow. I know turtles live to be old, but smaller turtles live to be old too. How big is he? Asks Ken. That's not Ken. That's Russ over at Federation. How big is your slider? I got to look up a picture now. Red ear slider. Red ear slider. Oh, okay. It just looks like to me, it just looks like a turtle. Your typical, I might mistake him for what do they call him? A box turtle or a painted box turtle or something like that. That's what he looks like, except he's got a little red ear, a little red thing right here on the side of his head. Hence the name, Red Ear Slider. There it is. I could show you, but then I'd have to resave the picture in a different way so I can load it up here. So we'll just let it go. Is it me or an imposter? It's really you, Russ. It's really you. I know your typing signature. So, there you go. So far this morning, what's gone on so far this morning on this show? A good morning, a couple of minutes late because I knocked everything behind me except the statues off the wall, and because they're not fastened. You see how they're up there? They're just leaning up there right now, and I got to do something back there. I've been saying for a year I'm going to paint a mural back there, and I'm going to mount those better to the wall. That's a concrete wall, so I can't just put a nail in it or a hook. So everything right now is leaning. I had tied strings and suspended some of these up. That's why that one's hanging sideways. And I was going to put up a little display of my swords back there, but that's why I knocked them all over. Tried to do something this morning back there, and I got that green thing pulsating, which bothers me. It bothers me. My lights aren't right this morning. So anyway, there you go. That's been our, and talking about Kenny's imposter trying to steal your money. So now that's I think people in other countries, I would guess this guy is from Ghana or some other country like that. That seems to always be the case with these guys. Here, hold on. It's bothering me so much. I'm going to fix this. There. I think that may have fixed the light reflecting off of the picture anyway. That's the light up there that usually points toward my Egyptian cabinet over there. And this one's off. So let's turn this one on while we're at it, while I'm up messing with it on radio. Oh, that's bright. So there's that one. There we go. And the other one I've got to fix by going into the program, the Bluetooth program. But Nigeria is another one. Yeah, North Korea. This guy, I actually called the number this morning. And I called the number this morning. And he says, no, me never ask for money. Oh, now I think somebody else is. Now I think he's into the other account. Now, Kenny just got back to me. No, me never ask for money. Ken? I will type back because this is now Ken's account, I think. It's the one that he always broadcasts from. So that's interesting. We'll see. We'll get this all unwound yet this morning. So, there, that's a little better with the lighting, huh? Just a little better, a touch. So I've still got to hang the studio lights that Uncle Dave gave me. They're all sitting back over there. They're big theater lights, the big canister lights with the barn doors on them. And I'm gonna hang them up and pointing gels and color gels and stuff when I get the time or take the time to do it. So we'll make it look nice in here. JP, you haven't missed much. It's been a comedy of errors this morning, and scammers and knocking things over and stuff like that. So maybe I should just do a blank background. Let's do a curtain. How about that? Just a curtain. That's my curtain. Yeah, I'd like to set this up so it's a little better. Anyway. So, where was my head this morning? What else did I want to talk about this morning before all this other stuff came up? And Kenny's impersonator. And see, now I look at the message I got back from the real Ken's account, and it says, no, me never ask for money. No, me never ask for money. That doesn't sound like Ken either. That's the kind of bad grammar, English structure, sentence structure, word usage that you would get from these guys from other countries that are trying to scam you and make you believe there's somebody else. So, well, the other thing I was going to talk about, I just had a brief conversation with my twin daughters who have the Mermaid Tail Company. They were just talking about they had a big sale with their tails yesterday. They do these quarterly sales where they make certain mermaid tails. You can go to their website, finfolk.com. Fin, F-I-N, folk, F-O-L-K, finfolk.com. And you can see their tails, but they do obviously special orders or individual orders all year long. But they do these big sales at least quarterly, and they do tales of the season. And they got their spring line out, and they had their big sale yesterday, and they did rather well, and which is great for them. But then they're talking about taxes. Yeah, we did really well. It just about paid off our tax debt that we paid for this last year's taxes. So so that's good for my daughters. And I'm not going to name amounts. That's ridiculous. But they're talking about how honestly wild how much of their money gets taken by taxes. And if you remember, and we've talked about this before, this has become almost anecdotal to say this, but remember the American Revolution was in part sparked by, well, it was taxation without representation, meaning you're taxing us, but we have no representation in the government. And it was for the whopping sum of a 4% tax on goods. And hence the resultant protest of the Boston Tea Party and leading up into the revolution, of course. And so 4%, guys. Gina says they should consider contacting the Hawaii Society at Young Ash, Israel, Las Vegas. Your daughters, I mean. They lived in Hawaii for a while, Gina. They had moved their whole company back in 2014. My daughters founded this company 14 years ago as college kids, and it was started going so well, they ended up not finishing college. They dropped out of college. They are, I would call them easily the multimillionaires in our family. And I use that term as a descriptor. I'm not going to tell you how much money they make because I don't even know. But I do know they do rather well. And they're in their 14th year of business. They've got 8 to 10 employees full-time. They purchased another company that they were used to be using services outside when they started moved from their silicone tails, which are all their expensive, molded to your body, their special mermaid tail stuff they did. And believe me, it's a big deal out there in the world. And they started doing these neoprene, which is like scuba diving, lightweight scuba diving wetsuit material, and imprinting those, and they'd send those out. And then they found their designs getting stolen, and it was costing them more money and all the problem and the headaches. They just bought the company, and they brought that in, and they do their own imprinting now on neoprene. So they have quite a nice little company, and it's quaint. It's not a big factory. It's not they're doing international sales, and they've got about 8 to 10 full-time employees, and that do their stitching and their casting and all of that stuff, and their printing, and they do all the molding themselves of the big tails for these flukes. Go look them up. I've talked about them before. I've wanted to get them on this show for a long time, and I should tell them right now, come on my show. Come on my show right now. Talking about you. Let me give them the link. I'm going to paste the link because I think it'd be interesting for them to come on, and you get to meet my daughters, and at the same time, they can tell you about what they do. And there you go. Now they've got the message. Let's see if they come in. Let's see if they call in. So yeah, they've turned something that was it was the Renaissance Festival up here. They were making costumes for people, and they were asked by the creative director if they could do mermaid tails. They said, yeah. So, LOL now, says Dad. That's exactly what I said, Susan. I said, come on now. So, hey, Lucky Stone, good to see you. And welcome into the chat room this morning. And so they did their thing, and they're successful at it. They said, Dad, we're riding this wave as long as we can, and they keep innovating, doing new things, and it's creative, it's design. I would compare my daughters to, they have kind of used that same kind of tagline that Walt Disney used earlier, and we make dreams come true. And that's kind of what they're doing. They're in this fantasy realm. They lived in Hawaii for a while. They moved their business to Hawaii in 2014. They were only 22 years old when they did that. In 2014, was it 22? Yeah, 22 years old. They packed up and they moved to Hawaii. And by the way, that's not shadows moving. That's this light is pulsating, and it's green this morning. I don't know why. 7 a.m. here, says Gina. You're out. You're in Nevada. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. And so let's see if we can get them to come on. They haven't seen my message yet. Although they were both online a minute ago. The little green dot was up. Now they're not. So I don't know. Maybe they aren't going to make it in. So I don't know what direction I was heading with that. Remember, this is Sunday morning. We're a lot more informal on Sunday mornings. Coffee. I am still not quite awake yet. I have been now, you guys that are close to my age, around my age, or I have been so tired lately. What do you do about that? What's anybody here in medical fields or know anything about dealing with? I'm not elderly. I'm just getting older. I'm past middle age. I am post middle age, but I'm not aged yet. So yeah, I was trying to promote their sale. I think the sale's all over, Susie, but they had it yesterday, and they do them for one day, and they do a big live stream thing that lasts a few hours. They got a big tank that they set up outside their offices, and they do nice set dressing with it. And I should see while I'm at it about trying to find some pictures from their sale yesterday. But if we go to, I'm curious to know if they put it up on their Facebooks. Nope, it's not up on their Facebook. They did send me some photos, however, of their tank from yesterday, and I will show you some of that. So yeah, they're doing a fantastic job. And I'm sounding incoherent. You know why? Because my one track brain is on 3 different tracks not working. So and I'm trying to do more than one thing at one time. That's it about we talked about multitasking last week at one time in the show. That when you multitask, you're not really accomplishing anything greater. You think you are, but you're not. You're just doing 3 or 4 things poorly. And that's how it gets. That's what's going on right now for me. So I've got this great picture right here I'm going to show you of my daughters. This is when they were in Hawaii. And this was taken, they moved down there because they had gone on a couple of trips down there to take photos with their mermaid tails down there. And they had some people that they met that were oceanic photographers, and they ended up kind of partnering with them a little bit, doing some projects. And so this is one of the pictures. It's not of the tails, but they're down in Hawaii, and they are ocean diving. And I love this picture of them, and I wish I could just pull a picture in, but I got to always convert it over to a PDF. We'll just call this ocean so I can find it quickly. This is a photo of my daughters when they were down snorkeling in Hawaii, and looking for good locations to do their tails. And this oceanic photographer took this picture of them. And I thought this was really magical looking. Let's see. Let's go to my desktop and upload this, and I'll show you. Guys can't multitask, says Russ over at the Federation. Ain't that the truth? I can share my screen for the photos, but I thought I'd just get this one ready. There it is. There's my daughters. They're snorkeling. That looks almost fake nowadays. You never know with AI what's fake and what's real. This picture was taken, I believe, back in 2013 or 2014. So that's my kids down swimming in the ocean. And then they did a lot of mermaid shots down here with their various tails. And they moved their company down there in 2014 for about a year and a half. And it was just too expensive. They had to ship all their stuff in to all their supplies, and then they had to ship out worldwide, and shipping from Hawaii is incredibly expensive. And so they were there for about a year and a half. They said, wow, we just can't maintain doing this out here. And of course, there were boys involved, and they met boys, and et cetera, et cetera. And they ended up moving to North Carolina, where they are now. So Hawaii to North Carolina. But there it is. That's my daughters. And as long as Russ put it in my mind, for those of you, if you are curious, let's do this. Let me make sure I can do this right here. I am going to invite you all to, I'm going to share my screen so you can see. It's going to look wonky. There it is. There's my screen I'm sharing with you. But let me go over here. Let's get a new, and we're going to go to finfolk.com. This is my daughter's website. Let's go to the home page first. There you go. That is what my daughters do. Oops. That is what my daughters do right there. And Finfolk Productions. And it was showing their spring line. Oh, there's their spring. Here's their spring line of tails they just made. And you can buy those at their site. So this is all their stuff. They do these tops as well that go along in a lot of the mermaid folk. They buy this stuff. I like this, the classic koi. Look at this. This is, oh, I can't really blow it up, but you get the idea. There's no fins on that one, it says. They got their leggings to go along with it, the tops to go along with it. And this model, this looks like Hannah to me, one of their employees. It's been with them for years. Hannah, a wonderful person. Love her to death. And don't see enough of my kids. And we want to go down there and visit them. They actually, and this kind of stuff is not conducive for selling at Renaissance festivals, you'd think, but they opened up a Renaissance festival booth. and it's fantastic. This is their employee, their friend and employee, Hannah. She's modeling their wigs here, so it gives you an idea. And that's what they do. So let's go back to the homepage. That's their spring line, and that they just came up with. And they do like this 5 to 6 new tails every season, like that. And they make them up. Here's their signature fabric tails. Some of the stuff they do. Let's see. See, it doesn't show it very big, but you can go to their Instagram page and see a lot of their stuff. Instagram, their page is Finfolk Productions, I think it is. And you can take a look, but that's what my daughters do. And they get these models from around the world and local and around the world that send them pictures like this and take pictures of their stuff because they want to do modeling in my daughter's tails. So there you go. That's what they do. For those of you who don't know, now you know. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Stop screen. There you go. They do amazing stuff. Hey, Joseph. Yeah, he said, that's amazing. I love the Renaissance Festival. I worked at the one in Michigan one summer in my teens. So much fun. I only went to the Michigan Festival one time. That's when I lived out in Michigan, right around 1990, 91. And way back when I was very young. And but I did the Renaissance Festival here, as most of my regular listeners know, for years in Minnesota on entertainment. And then I met Raini out there. And Raini, after I met her out there, and we got to know each other and we started hanging out, she forbade me from going back to festival. No, you're not going out there anymore. Now that we're together, I don't want you going out there anymore. I go, what? Come on. So, and I didn't. So, and I didn't want to go out there when she wasn't out there. So it took on a whole different meaning when it was the two of us. We had met out there. I didn't go out there to meet a woman. I went out there to have my fun, but we just decided to stop doing it. And that was back when we first started being a solid couple in 2005 was my last year out there. Then 2006, we didn't go. 2007, which was my first time in almost 2 decades. 15 years I hadn't gone out there. And 2007, we went back and did Tam O'Hare. And on the stage out there, my friend who was the creative director asked me to come and do that on the stage. Oh, wait, my daughter Bryn is messaging me here. Maybe she'll come on. Let's see. Darn it, we're at the studio about to get back into Tales for a content shoot, she said. Well, come on for 3 minutes. Let's see. What has she got here? She showed me a picture of a content shoot. That means they're doing a photo shoot of some of their cloth tails. And she sent me a picture of the dog laying on top of a bunch of their cloth tails. So I told her, come on for 3 minutes. We'll see if she does. So there you go. That's all I know so far. And now I can't remember what the hell I was saying before that. I was looking for something. Oh, about Raini and I meeting at the festival. All my regular listeners already know that story. And yeah. And so we stopped going to fest. But my daughters kept it up. I got it in their blood when they were very young. And so I think I've got a great picture right here. Here, this is one when that first year I met Raini out at the festival. You guys have not, I don't think you've seen this. You know me. I like to show pictures and stuff of things when I'm talking about them. But this will give you an idea. This is Rainy the year I met her out at festival, and she frankly doesn't look much different today than she did back then. She just looks like she's a little older, but still as beautiful, still as not much has changed. Let's put it that way. So here is a picture of Rainy. This is I met her, and I know this is not riveting radio, but this is our non-radio show. This is Sunday morning. So here is Rainy from the festival back in 2004. So 20 years ago, this is Rainy. You all know what Rainy looks like now. This is her 20 years ago. This is when we met at the festival 20 years ago. And this picture was taken in 2004. And so as a guy, without being prurient about it or anything, you can all tell how I was attracted to this. I was attracted to Rainy. I'm like, hi, how you doing? And so we met out there at the festival in 2004, and there she is. And we were married by 2007, and we now have 3 kids, as you all know, most of you know, 14, 12, and 9. Yeah, her eyes are up there. And she has stunning eyes, by the way, folks. So, I and she really hasn't changed a whole lot in all this time. And which is kind of cool. She has got that gene that does not age. She's getting white streaks in her hair, which is kind of neat. She's still got the long hair, as always. And she's getting the little flecks of white, and it's not even flecks, it's just streaks of white in her hair. And so I was just looking to see if I had, what she looks like. It's going to throw up a current picture to show you she really hasn't changed all that much. This is one I just took. Now, this is a picture of Rainy from a couple of weeks ago. Not even a couple of weeks ago. Not even a week ago. I took this picture of Rainy. And just to show, it's not really going to be a side-by-side, but to give you an idea, this is Rainy a week ago compared to what you're looking at now. And I'm going to put this on my desktop. And right there, boom, and boom. I got to resave it as a PDF just so I can show you. And she hasn't changed much. And what is that about genetics? That whole thing about, like some of us, I didn't age for the longest time. And all of a sudden, like in my mid 50s, boom, the button switched and I looked like I was 70 instead of 30. So, it's just the way it goes. So here is Rainy. You see many eyes, said the field guy. And now here's Rainy. Look at her there. That's how I met her 20 years ago. Here she is now. And so she's aged, but she's aged gracefully. She's still as beautiful as ever, as shapely as ever, as she just got a little more. That's not blonde in her hair, by the way. That's lighting, and she's starting to get the little gray streaks in her hair. And she's got glorious hair. So I love it. And this was first thing in the morning. She was taken off to go to work. She works 3 days a week up at the little Dollar General here. And she had to be in. This was, I think, when she had to be in at 7 in the morning, one morning to open up. And I said, stand right there under the main living room light was on, which is a big daylight light that we turn on if we need. And she's standing under it. And she said, I am not awake yet. And you can see it in her eyes. She's not quite awake yet. And But I said, you still look beautiful. So that's a shot from a few days ago. So there you go. That's the Rainy I met 20 years ago. And the Rainy that is still here 20 years later. So there you go. That's all I got to say about that. Yes, she did age beautifully. And I'm bragging on my wife. That's okay. And I lost a few viewers. Viewers like, if this is what we're going to talk about, I'm going somewhere else. So that's what happens. I can lapse that way when talking about certain things. I don't have a big topic on hand. Oh, I'm lucky, Gina. I'm the lucky one. She did age beautifully, and she's done all right. For somebody who has anxiety and stress, that's, of that, and she talks about it. I'm not revealing any secrets here. She's got anxiety and stress that she deals with. She doesn't take medication for it. She deals with it in different ways. You'd think she'd be more haggard and tired out looking, and she's not. She's aged pretty well. And but now she's just tomorrow. She turns 44 tomorrow. So I like to say to her now, 44. I said, you are now the age I was when I met you 20 years ago. It's actually 19 years ago now. There's that 19 and 20 flips during the course of the year, the half a year in there. So we met in 2004. And so later in the year, 2004. So yeah, I told her, you look great. And don't worry, you're aging beautifully. And so Joseph said, we haven't been to the Renaissance Festivals in about 9 years now. Hoping to make it back this year. Last year, we took the kids to Canterbury Village for Harry Potter's birthday celebration. Reminded me of a smaller scale Ren. Oh, that sounds kind of neat, the Harry Potter thing, too. We've been to Disney World with our kids and seen the Harry Potter world that is there. There's different ones. There's a big one in England, I know. London, I believe it is. Yeah, she's still young, Gina. 44. I wish I was 44. I'd like to be as young as 44. I wouldn't ache as much today. My son Sam, here's my mental stream of consciousness going. Sam came over yesterday, my 23-year-old son, and we moved some old sofas out of the garage and the basement. There's one up in the garage, one in the basement here. We go through sofas around here like you wouldn't believe with kids. Don't eat on the sofa. Don't eat in the living room. And what do we find? We find food stains all over the sofas and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So we had a couple of those to get rid of. And we hauled them off to the dump. He helped me carry one out of the basement here. Big, long sofa going up the steps from the basement. The basement, basement, you think dank and dirty. Nah, this is our downstairs. It's a basement. It's a deep basement, which I like. So there's more headroom. It's got 8 foot to 9 foot ceilings in most of the rooms. And I gotta measure it. It's probably 8 foot ceiling. And which is kind of nice, like a regular room instead of a low ceiling basement. And so we hauled that up, and my back aches today. I know how to lift, and I lift right. I've lifted right my whole life, but my lower back is screaming today. And most of the night it was too. So it's now 10 o'clock. We've been here for just about an hour, and I need to go warm up my coffee. So I can just leave this on, and we go from there. I can, I'll play a little, let me play something. This always gets me a copyright strike, and it demonetizes my episode, which is fine. But here is a little bit of Rainy and my daughter. You've all seen this before. My daughter, Rowan, who is now 12, back when she was 3 or 4, So this is 8 or 9 years ago. She did this ad for my art stuff with Raini. And so I'll let this play. It'll demonetize this show. That's fine. I don't care. But we'll let that play, and hopefully I'll be back about the time. If I'm not back, you'll just see my chair sitting here. All right, here we go. Be right back getting coffee.
Are you looking for a really awesome and amazing graphic designer? How about an illustrator or a photographer? This is Raini Roberts, and I wanted to tell you how you can get my designer, illustrator husband, Scotty Roberts, to work for you on your project. Do you have an awesome self-published book but no cover, or even worse, a cover that really sucks? Do you need a kick-ass logo for your company or some f***ing awesome graphic designs for your ads or website? Then get in touch with my husband for the best f***ing awesome kick-ass design and illustration. He knows his stuff, and he's been at this for more years than I've been alive. Go to ScottAllenRoberts.com. That's Scott with 2 T's, ALANROBERTS.com to take a look at his online portfolio of work, or call 651-468-8115. Now go out and kick some ass with some kick-ass graphic design.
Hire my dad so he can take me to Disneyland.
You're listening to the Intrepid Radio program with Scotty Roberts. Intelligent Talk.
Well, there you go. I should update that one of these days so they don't. Do you know that YouTube has every day I get a message from YouTube telling me, oh, we have to demonetize this episode from 4 years ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, because I've got in the background of that ad is bagpipe music, if you heard that, from Gaelic Storm. And I made that ad, 8 years ago? And before that was a thing. Now it's a thing, the whole copyright thing. And thanks, Joseph. And so they go back and they grab every episode that I uploaded. And remember, I've been doing a daily show for 5 years. And before that, off and on, before it was formal. And then when it was formal before that. So YouTube likes to dig deep. They do a lot of archaeological work to try to find where I might have had a clip I showed that was off of YouTube and it's copyrighted, or you didn't pay for this copyright clip with a company, and that's become a big thing now. It's just big, and it's so I every day I'm getting something. If you figure I did almost every day of the week. I did radio. I did radio 5 days a week for how many years? 3-4 years, and plus Sunday. And I'd play that ad, and their bots reach out and find them and grab them now. And where there's a little piece of music, it's behind. It's not even like, hey, folks, sit back and listen to this music, like disc jockeying. No, it was bagpipe music behind Raini doing that voiceover. And I changed that out, except somewhere along the way, because that thing is 7-8 years oldish, somewhere in there, that original clip is gone. So the only clip I have with Raini and with my little girl is got the music embedded in it. So I can't find it to change it out and put in a new piece of music. So there it is. Lucky Stone says, I got a TOS violation for a 3-year-old video. No strike, just video removed. YouTube is silly. TOS. Star Trek, the original series, TOS. Is that what you mean? Lucky, TOS. JP, Jason says, yay! I timed resisting calling in to avoid being stuck in an stuck on air awkwardly by myself while you get your coffee perfectly. Well, you can call in now, JP. Get in here. Let's talk. You Rube Sabotage, says Field Guy. Yep. And they get me. There's another little piece. Like, do you remember when I did the series, the Native American series on Bury My Heart at Wounded Knee? Which, let me grab that book. I'm just going to show you if you don't have it. I've got it right here. You need to pick up this book and read it if you have not read it before. Bury My Heart at Wounded Knee by D. Brown. It's an Indian history of the American West, and it's intriguing. It's historic. It's heart-wrenching at the same time. This book, you should pick this up. But when I was doing a series on this, I think it was how many episodes long was that? 20-ish episodes, something like that. And I did that back almost 4 years ago. And I'm still yesterday. I got another one because I used one little clip of music and I pre-recorded my shows back then. I would come in live during the chat room at 9 p.m., but I pre-recorded and uploaded the show. And I edited in music and any ads and stuff like that. And so as I'm talking and ending a segment, you'd hear the music rising in the background, where there's that little bit of music in there, very kind of magical and haunting sounding. That is a piece called The Traveler by, I think it's Nakai was his last name. It's a Native American flute and stuff like that. But it's all embedded in those old videos now that are uploaded on YouTube. And just yesterday, I got a copyright hit for it. Yesterday, and every day there's something that they pull up that is something that I have used before. Or the one called Marching Free. That's Gaelic Storm's bagpipes behind my ad. And so I have to go in and either remove or blank the sound out, which if I blank the song out, because I had it playing underneath my voice, rising in the background, crescendoing as I got to the sign-off point, it cuts off a minute to a minute and a half of what I'm saying. If I just blank it out, I ask them to, you can choose an option of change the sound, change the song. You can choose music, but then it still blanks out what you're saying. And so even if it's playing in the background, you can get a copyright strike now. JP says, let me get my own coffee first. Are we lagged that much, or did you just wait a while to answer that? So yeah, it's all BS. And they say, well, we have to give your money that you would make on your show, because all my shows are monetized. It's whether or not I get the money for it or somebody else does. And monetization, just so you know, it's not that big unless you've got hundreds of thousands of people that are signed up and you have ads planned. You're not making a lot of money. I make on this show off of YouTube. I don't even get a check every month or a deposit. It's every other month. It's about $100 to $120, something like that for the ads that play. So for a month of doing roughly, I was doing almost 30 shows a month. Now I'm probably about half that, 15 to 20 shows a month I do, 3 nights a week and Sunday. So 4 times 4, 16 shows on average a month. I probably take in about $50 to $60 a month off of ad budget, which is nice. Now, if I had 10 times the amount of people, would it be 10 times the amount of ad revenue? Probably not. I don't think it works that way. But that's why it's always nice to see your numbers go up. It's always nice when you like the show. If you're here in YouTube, go hit the like button. That does something for the algorithms with my show. It gets it more widespread. It helps. A field guy could probably explain this better than I know. So, yeah, it is a little bit Morgan Snow. It's a little BS-y. And, but it prevents YouTube from having to pay you anything. Oh, you use somebody else's song that's in public over on YouTube. But so any of my ad monies that we get, the pennies I get for ads that play during my show, mostly in the repeat. I don't think they do as much during the live stream, but when it's replayed and people watch it, I get pennies per ad. And those go to the people who own the copyright on the song that's playing in the background on my show. So I remember when that guy played in The Godfather, winner stepped to his Academy Award due to wounded knee and the disrespect from the movie studios. Played in The Godfather. I'm not sure who that was, but I remember, Gina, I remember the whole wounded knee situation. So I don't remember him giving up his award. I'm not sure who that was in that movie that would have done that. So, Marlon Brando. Oh, he refuses reward. I did not know that. So Marlon Brando himself, who played the Godfather, Don Corleone, he was, and that always confuses because I sold suits at a very upscale men's suit store when I was in school, and we had Italian suits, Corleone suit. I always messed it up with Don Corleone, Corleone or whatever. Corleone. Rocky were here, he'd tell me how to say it. So, Gina, I see your picture big now that I put you up. By the way, you look very pretty in that picture. Just saying. So, oh, that's so sexist nowadays. Now she'll sue you. Me too. He called me pretty too. JP will get on. He'll sue me. Me too. Hashtag me too. Scotty called me pretty. Yeah, and that how appropriate that you bring up that memory that Marlon Brando, because of the wounded knee thing going on, turned down his award. But wounded knee ties into talking about the book, and so yeah. Scotty calls me pretty every day. Russ, I do. It's in his blood. It's in his genes. He can't help it. So, where was I? Oh, we're waiting for JP. Oh, and now he's here. Let's bring him in. JP.
Hey, like how I timed that one?
I just want you to know, you look very pretty today. There it is. Yeah. Oh, little old me. So, I kind of like the green light, pulsing green light back there, but it is interesting. It did it all on its own. I usually have the bluish purplish light back there, but the green is interesting. Yeah.
I almost figured you think is there a way, is that something that's like a malfunction that's going on?
It's there's a controller for it.
Yeah.
It's Bluetooth. It's right. A bulb. The bulb itself sends out a Bluetooth message.
Yep.
And so I can go into Bluetooth, but through the app on my phone to adjust that. But it keeps telling me it's not reading it. It's not seeing it. But every time I hit it, it turns blue again.
Yeah.
But then I turn it off. I put OK, and it goes back to green.
See, because with the green, if there's a way you could get that pulsing to be more of a slow,
I can
transition, that would actually look pretty sharp.
It would, and right now it's just going. Wow, wow, wow.
But then again, even though with the volume of blue and gray that I currently have on right now, I'm a huge green fan. So
there it is. Well, this is like that's my warp engines pulsing off screen. So,
very nice, very nice.
Mm-hmm. So, I feel like it's been one of those disjointed mornings. Nothing talking about nothing serious. Maybe a couple little serious highlights in there, but nothing really anything. And it's one of those mornings.
There's nothing wrong with one of those mornings.
I guess. We'll see. Now, my daughter saw my message. Well, come on in for 3 minutes, I tell them, but they didn't respond to me. They're getting ready for a photo shoot.
Yeah.
So they're
Things
cloth
going on.
tails. It's funny. They have these silicone tails that they have made. That's what they started with 14 years ago.
Yeah.
And they still do those, and they're high buck items. They're like, I think you can pay between $3,000 and $5,000 for those tails.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember where I was. I think it was one of the rockabilly festivals I went to. Either the one that my buddy puts on that was down in Florida, or it was the usual Viva Las Vegas that just happened. But out in Vegas, there was somebody was doing something, and they had fins, and they talked about, oh yeah, we do a lot of this stuff, blah blah blah, and they had pictures and whatnot. I was like, who made your fins? And I said, was it Finfolk Productions, something like that? And they're like, oh yeah. I'm like, dude, I know they're dead.
Yeah, there it is. Yep. By the way, I want to say to Lucky Stone, I'm sorry, you did not guilt me into this. I just hadn't had a chance to say it yet. I think you're very pretty. Your squeaky bald pate is the prettiest I have seen today. So I appreciate your prettiness. So thank you for being here, Lucky Stone. You're joining the pretty people today, and
that's what
you make us even prettier. Which is a statement that could be taken any way you want to take that. Oh, your prettiness makes me look even prettier.
That sounds like an underhanded compliment if I ever heard one.
That's an underhanded compliment. There it is. So,
at least I'm not rocking my hat with this outfit, because then it would be
rocking the hat, man. Oh, Susie Q's got to go. She says, "Have a wonderful Sunday, everyone. Got to go. Much love and favor to you all. See you, Susie Q. Thanks for being here as always. And I want you to know, Susie, you're pretty."
Are we complimenting everybody today? Is this
it's like grade school. Nobody wins this sports thing. Everybody gets an award. There is no competition.
Competition is good. Competition is good.
Competition is good.
Healthy competition.
Yes.
Yes. There's definitely some unhealthy.
Not like Karate Kid. What was the name of the bad guys in that? The
Cobra Kai.
The Cobra Kai. Cobra Kai. I knew Cobra was in it. I was thinking Cobra Koi. No, it wasn't a fish. The Cobra Koi.
Sleep the next time.
Thanks, Morgan Snow. Have a good one. Oh, that's to Susie. Morgan's still here.
I was gonna say, oh, I'm sorry, I came on and everybody started leaving. Not bad.
No, there's more people here now than were here before you were on, so you can pat yourself on the back for that one.
Oh, good God. Yeah.
That's a pretty thing.
Sure, I'll take it, I guess. Coffee.
Very much coffee.
And the other part of that equation.
Yes. Oh, I actually had one the other day.
Oh, boy.
I was going to call you up and say, I'm having a smoke today. You should step outside and have a smoke. But I will tell you, since I stopped smoking, which was August of last year, I've had a sum total of 2.5 cigarettes. And I light them up now, and I'll take the first puff, and I go, that's nice. And then I take the second puff, and I go, I just don't have the taste for it anymore. It doesn't do the same thing it used to.
It's actually getting to that point with me right now.
Yeah.
And it's more of I'm literally out here just for the physical aspects of it, the habit, the habitual part, not the nicotine thing. It's the It's
the habit of smoking. It's like I always said, and
that's the biggest habit to break.
people did not quite understand this when I said it. I'd say I am not addicted to cigarettes. I'm addicted to smoking them. And so it's not the chemical. I wasn't like chemically addicted. I enjoyed the act of smoking. I still enjoy smoking. If smoking wasn't killing me slowly, I would probably be a smoker still.
Yeah.
If it wasn't bad for me, because I enjoy the act of smoking. I loved sitting when I was writing. Now, we didn't smoke in the house because we don't like the house smell. And
Right.
Raini used to smoke too with me. She quit, much to her credit. I've said this before.
Very sober.
She quit when she got pregnant with Flynn 15 years ago.
Yeah.
And so Flynn will be 15, so almost 16 years ago. She quit smoking.
Hold on.
And,
What that NB says, oi, very so pretty. Hold on. Let me.
oh, yes. Oy vey, so pretty. I can hear her say it. If it was my great grandmother, she'd be like, "Oy vey, Scotty, from my lips to God's ears. Oy vey, you're so." Come on. That was my great grandmother. So
I'm not pretty.
oh yeah. You're a pretty picture. Let's put it that way. The picture it's the whole shebang.
Oh God. Shut up.
Now, of course, that's pretty. So
There you go.
boom. So just saying.
Mm-hmm. I finally decided.
Gino wants to know if you live in Vegas.
No, I don't. No, I go out there. Well, I didn't this year because I'm moving, but every year I travel out to a rockabilly festival. It's called Viva Las Vegas. It's been running for like 27 years now.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's about as Vegas. I don't even go enjoy the rest of Vegas when I go there because I've done that before, and it's not. It's not.
It's not.
It's just not.
Yeah.
Hey, I just get. There's a certain level of overwhelmed just because you have so much going.
Sure.
But then, like, we're trying to, a group of us will get together and be like, hey, let's go check out this pizza joint place. Like, apparently there's some sort of, pinup theme to it. And we're like, oh, okay, cool.
Right,
so, like, waitresses are like, kind of, it's a really small joint, and they're all working behind the counter. We had to park a ways away and then like walk a block or two to get there, block and a half.
Yeah.
And, like, everybody just like, hey man, here's a coupon. Go to the
nice.
Oh yeah, you know what I mean. Like,
I haven't been to Vegas in over 20 years. 25. I think 97 or 98 was the last time I was in Vegas. Almost 30 years ago. And it was you walk down the street, everybody's passing out tickets and stuff, and
yeah, the
hookers.
Right. Oh,
the ranches, the prostitution. They're passing out flyers on the street.
Hey,
you want to come down and come on over to the Kitty Cat Ranch and
what is it, the Bunny Ranch or something?
Get your litter, Claude, or whatever. And
yeah, I do have a funny story though with hookers in Vegas. So I have a buddy, Joe. She's an army person, so we kind of battle buddy it up when we go, and we had to go get her. Luggage because her luggage came in late, and we drove out there to pick up the bags, and I helped her out because she always does all the pinup contests, and she does everything she wears. It's like, a new outfit every day, multiple outfits a day, depending on what's going on. And pardon me, I'm grabbing my charger. So, multiple big bags. And at the time, her knee was still recovering from surgery. And so I'm like, dude, Battle, I got you. And so I went out there with her, and we're coming back, and she's like, oh, let's stop at the gas station and, grab something. I think it was Arizona green tea, because we got talking about it, and then we were both like, we really want Arizona green tea. Like, we need to get this.
Yes.
And so we go into this gas station. We get our tea and some other stuff, lickies and chewies, or pokey bait, as we like to call it. And we get in the car, and the traffic out of the main entrances is just stupid. And I was like, well, hey, why don't we duck around the side? We go down the alley next to it, and then cross over.
By the way, hold your thought. If my daughters pop in, it'll only be for a minute, and I won't preempt you, but I'll bring them in right away. Even if you're talking, I'll say,
gotcha.
Hang on to that thought.
Hang on. And so, we just basically circle around. We'll come out to that intersection that has a light that's just, a little bit down. So we pull out of the gas station. We go down the alley, and there's trucks parked there because it's over by some, warehouse type businesses and stuff like that. And we we start driving through, and it is like lot lizard after lot lizard.
Wow.
Walking down there, and it's one of those things too. We kind of get to even though as dressed up as Joe gets for these events, and even to myself a lesser extent, it's very we're also very kind of practical people, and why would you even do that? And it's 90 out, what? And there's this gal walking by. She's got the skirt that isn't a skirt, and she's wearing the giant fur waistcoat,
and it's 114 degrees out.
Right. And we're just like, what are you even doing?
Are you cold, young lady?
Right.
So, by the way, this is for Joseph. By the way, this pack is from here. You can see this is a pack from July of last year. Every now and then they're probably dry, and that's why they taste funny. But here,
doing better than I am. I'll tell you what. This
I'm gonna look cool. This is my cool look.
This move.
There it is.
This move has been brutal.
Now I want to smoke it, but I can't do it in the house.
Right.
So
right.
every now and then I just put it in, and I liked doing this when I would type, when I would write. It was that romantic picture in your head. See, now that's why
Ernest Hemingway or
a studio. Yes.
Yeah.
Gerald Hemingway. That's why I set up my studio out in the garage in the warmer months. I put down in the end of the garage, I'll put down a Persian rug.
Jack Kerouac.
Yep. And a couple of high back wing chairs that I had. And I had my little desk out there. And I put my computer on it. I had the little lamp. And I could smoke out there during the day when I'd work on my computer.
Right.
And but that picture of it dark with the desk lamp on, the old typewriter, which I don't use anymore, but I got an old typewriter. It's 80 years old. Nice. And I would have the ashtray full of crushed out cigarette butts, and I'm typing a story, and you got the bottle of bourbon sitting there, and you're typing away like this.
Yeah, that's very Hemingway and very Kerouac.
Very Hemingway, yes.
I know. If you were going a little bit in the Gonzo direction, Hunter S. Thompson. Did you see the picture that I sent you, where somebody had done an AI generated Willy Wonka as Hunter S. Thompson?
Yes, I was riding in the car and I couldn't respond to that.
There's nothing worse than a man in the throes of a snaz bender.
Bender, yes.
We had 7 bags of candy floss. We had.
I should just read that because it's
hilarious.
This was something that Jason sent me. Was it just yesterday? It's got a picture of an AI picture of Gene Wilder as Willy Wonka, and he's wearing
Hunter S. Thompson. He's got the yellow aviator lens, aviator,
and a big cigarette hanging out of his mouth. And it says this: we had 2 bags of candy floss, 75 pellets of Pez, 5 sheets of high-intensity rainbow dots, a salt shaker half full of cocoa, and a whole multicolored collection of sour slams, fruit drops, gummy snakes, fizz whizzlers, also a quart of tangerine soda syrup, a quart of goose fruit nectar, a case of root beer, a pint of raw fructose, and 2 dozen wang bangers. Not that we needed all that for the trip, but once you get into a serious candy collection, the tendency is to push it as far as you can. The only thing that really worried me was the snaz. There's nothing in the world more helpless and irresponsible and depraved than a man in the depths of a snaz binge. And I knew we'd get into that rotten stuff pretty soon.
So for those of you in the audience who aren't familiar, right? Yeah, well, it popped up on the Out of the Blue in my feed, and I was like, "Oh my god!" And you being a writer, I knew you'd appreciate it.
Yes.
For the audience who doesn't know, that somebody basically made Willy Wonka into Hunter S. Thompson from Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. That whole scene when they're driving. You know, the famous. We were about a mile outside of the city when the when the ether kicked in. We can't stop here. This is Bat Country.
By the way, my daughters, they can't come on. They're pretty tied up with some stuff here, but I'm going to show you. You keep talking there, Jason, because I'm going to show you. She sent me a couple of pictures of their pool. They had this built, I think it was built out of a shipping container. But this is the, let's see if I can show you. This is where they are right now. They're just getting ready to do a photo shoot of some of their tails. And that's why they can't come on. But let's see. I'm going to present this. And it's from my blah, blah, blah. I got to go here. I got to go there. I got to go everywhere. Here is their, it's uploading now. This is the pool in their the backyard of they've got an old building that's 100 years old in Lincolnton, North Carolina. And they've totally redone this building. Old brick, it was a mercantile building or dry goods or something. And 3 stories, the old warehouse. Think of Gangs of New York, and you've got the look of the building. And the floors were all just empty. Wood floors, kind of wavy because they're old.
Mm-hmm.
And they have these big 1 by 1 foot beams for support that are, every 12 feet down through the whole thing. And the whole upstairs is empty. They don't use it quite yet. And they have to redo that, but they bought the building for like $90,000 cash on the barrelhead. The guy was asking like twice that much. They said, we'll give you $90,000 for this. He goes, sold. And they bought it, and they put a $375,000 into refurbishing this building. And they've kept it pristine in its original state as much as possible with all the modern HVAC stuff they have to do. And they had to put in, instead of a fire escape on the outside of the building, they put in this huge steel staircase, and not enclosed. It's open, but covered and all, and it's really nice. And so they've done all this. Still got the old original doors on the front. The wood floors are there. And out in the backyard, they put this. And this is where they do their mermaid tail stuff. When they do their sails, they set cameras up on this. This is just now, this morning, the picture of this tank. And this afternoon out there now, I guess. But they're going out to do a photo shoot out there. I can send some video while we're at it if you're still streaming, she said. But she sent me some pictures of their sail yesterday. And do I have any with their... I got none with mermaids in it.
I tell you what, it's amazing what you can do with a shipping container.
It is.
Shipping container makes some pretty decent living. I've spent time living out of converted shipping containers.
I want to do a shipping container home.
Right.
We're still talking about doing that here and building one. You can build them for less than it costs you to build a regular house.
Oh yeah.
And you might think, oh, shipping containers going to be ugly. No, they're really kind of cool.
Yeah. Well, and they clean them up and they do things to make them more aesthetically pleasing when you do that. But yeah, it's pretty interesting. After living in one for 14 months out of the 15-month deployment in Iraq, I kind of came to a point where I learned to appreciate it.
Yes. Here, I'm gonna share my screen. Oh, what did I have somebody else calling in down below? Let's see. Oh, Wendy's calling in.
Oh,
you're up, Wendy.
Hello, sweetie.
Good morning. I just noticed Wendy sitting there long.
I'm just used to waiting around for you. I do it every Tuesday.
You do. Are you going to show your pretty face this morning?
No, because as usual, I've just got out of the shower because I get ready on a
I rest my case.
You know.
Here, everybody, we're going to end the show now. So,
I was listening to you guys backstage and hearing about the mini skirt that was a belt and the waistcoat of fur and thinking, Jason, what have you done to your hair? It's different again.
What?
Your hair is different.
Yeah, last time I saw it
on your hair.
Like
Here you go.
flowy. It was all flowy last time. Look.
Oh yeah, well yeah, I have product in today.
I'm so.
It looks good. It looks good.
So pretty. That this
flattery, madam,
it's key.
Will get you nowhere.
Committee.
And it doesn't get me anywhere. Know that.
La, 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 la.
Oh my goodness.
You pretty, so pretty.
I feel pretty and witty and gay.
Oh, behave, the pair of you.
A committee. Oh, here. I was going to show you something. Wendy, you can keep talking. I'm going to call up Finfolk. Let's see. I got to do it on the search for Finfolk. Finfolk Productions. Okay. I think we've got some. This is what you're seeing, folks, on the shared screen. This is my daughter's Finfolk Productions Instagram, where they've got a lot of their stuff. And here I can show you these. They look bigger on here now. This is the sale they just had yesterday for their spring line. But somewhere in here, they've got some pictures of. See, this is the kind of stuff that models do stuff. They do their own photo shoots, things like this.
So pretty.
People all over the world send them their pictures. They do their modeling. Oh, there's a little video there that they're showing off, I think, for the sale that was coming up. Some of their people swimming in the ocean and aquariums, and that's from Singapore, I think, that one.
Beautiful.
I wonder if there's any statistical data on, sharks mistaking them for.
Yeah, I haven't heard any mermaid people wearing mermaid tails getting eaten by sharks yet, but I've wondered that. That would worry me. I'd be worried about getting out in the ocean wearing a tail.
Why is this orca mad at me?
Yes.
I think it's just
look at the pretty orca.
Every good reason to bring back Pirates of the Caribbean with Johnny and get your girls to be the mermaids, right? Because seriously,
yes,
we need another Pirates of the Caribbean, and we only want the original, please.
That's right.
Well, you can thank Amber Heard for that.
Yeah, thanks for that.
Yes,
Amber.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming out.
This is Hannah.
The interesting thing is that Jason Momoa is actually coming to Basingstoke Comic Con, where I'm going to be. So I'm actually going to meet Jason Momoa. I almost passed out when they told me. I was like, no, excuse me, Jason Momoa, please.
See, and it's that exact reason why there are so many men out there who just feel like,
well, yeah,
we
but
can't compete with that.
It has to be like
right.
It's Drogo in his Khal Drogo.
See, you're gonna have the guy that looks at you one day and goes, "How you doing? I want to meet her." Let's get it on. Hey, let's meet. Let's go out. I'd marry you. Let's have a life together.
think
And
that.
and then Jason Momoa
Nope.
stepped away.
Sorry, Jason Momoa. Let me
Sorry,
just
Jason Momoa.
take
You're
this
no
off
Jason.
and throw it on stage.
Yeah,
like,
you're cute.
you
You
know.
have nice hair and all, but you're no Jason Momoa.
He's a big
Right.
lad. He's coming because they've got most of Stargate SG-1 and Stargate Atlantis going to be there.
Well, this
And,
Yeah.
that
and
was
so
not my
he was
daughter, but this is their shop at the
Aquaman,
Renaissance
right?
Festival.
Say again.
This is my daughter's shop at the Renaissance
so
Festival.
cool.
Yeah, Wendy, what did you say? You
that's
said
not
with the Stargate,
Sorry.
and then what?
Stargate. He was in Stargate Atlantis.
Yeah.
They've got
Yes, he was.
They've got most of Stargate and Atlantis going, which is why, I mean, you're talking, he's Hollywood, right? And he's
Right.
coming to Basingstoke. They've got Richard Dean Anderson. They've got Richard Armitage is going from The Hobbit. Oh God, they've got loads of other people. Some from Supernatural.
All right. So here's what I'm gonna do, Wendy.
Okay. What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do?
I'm gonna run to Walmart or Target after this, and I'm going to get a Swiss Army knife,
Yeah.
and then I'm gonna send it to you. I'm gonna get it to you somehow, and you're gonna get Richard Dean Anderson to sign it for me
There it
Okay.
is.
as
All right.
MacGyver because
You've
he's
got
MacGyver.
10 days. 10 days. If you express it, it should get to me in time. Or I'll just get you a knife over here and get him to sign it.
my American friend wants you to sign this
This is
Swiss Army knife because he
this is
grew up on
Yeah,
This is
MacGyver.
guy, and he wants your signature. And
that's
he
not a
absolutely
knife.
fine with
This is a
give you
knife.
this. He'd be like, what?
And then tell Jason Momoa that, like, hey, I've got a friend in the U.S. who may or may not be the guy that I just had Richard Dean Anderson sign the Victoronic Swiss Army knife. Who
I always want
thinks
to
you're
know.
cool and all, but would really love to go motorcycle riding with you
Oh
There's my
God.
daughters. They're the two on
because
the
he
left.
has like a collection of vintage like bobbers. It's amazing.
Well, he was
Like-
in
Here's their
Aquaman, wasn't
tank.
he? And, we're looking at the mermaid stuff. I was thinking it's what made me bring it to mind because he was in Aquaman, which I've never seen. I've never.
I haven't
ever
seen any of them.
There's the
Yeah.
mermaid tank right there in
So
action.
cool. So cool.
So that's what they'll do. They'll just do a live stream for hours, and they had it all set up with props yesterday. All
Scotty,
piratey stuff. They had some
I want to
Uncle
see
Dave
you as a
stuff.
mermaid, Scotty. I want to see you as a mermaid.
A merman.
Yeah.
Yes. I left a mermaid. I came back a merman.
Something
So-
little tight and wiggly, where you can just like show off your good bits and with your flowy hair. That will work.
Oh yes. I've got to grow my hair out before I can do the merman.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What is Elderberry? What does Elderberry want me to say? What was that, Elderberry?
He wants to be a merman.
He says, I always want to hear Wendy say that. What is
Naughty.
naughty. Oh, naughty.
Naughty.
Just think, Scotty, by the time you come back from here, you'll be saying that as well.
I'll be saying. I'm gonna have you sign my knife.
He's going to be. We are talking about. your
Oh,
Swiss
but I'm
cheese, aren't we?
bing. You gotta. It's there.
You are
So,
talking about your Swiss pen knife, obviously. Nothing like this.
yes,
sword
my
or
pen
anything
knife,
like that,
yes.
right?
There's
Yeah, I
no
don't have a-
euphemisms being passed around here, are there?
No.
Let me
Never
tell you,
find
when
my-
Scotty
my-
gets it,
my
there's going to be
little
nothing.
jackknife. I don't have a big
going on.
knife.
He's going to be like
I got
he's gonna
swords.
Londoner.
I'm trying to see if these are my daughters. That's one of my daughters right there. That's Abby.
Beautiful. Look at that.
So that's Abby. I don't know where that one was taken.
It's taken on a rock by water.
Yeah,
you
it
can
was.
see there's water in the background there, and then there's a rock.
They were just in Singapore doing a photo shoot.
Holy
I always
crap!
think of
So,
Daryl
I think
Hannah
this
in
is Bryn.
Splash.
There's
Daryl
Bryn.
Hannah in Splash.
Yep.
And they did, and then John Candy they went to get the mermaid and they went in there and John Candy had his leg
Yes.
doing it with a fishing rod going, come on in, the water's great.
Yes.
That's so cool.
There. This just it just gives you an idea. That's some of the stuff they make.
You are not going to be swimming in the sea over here or the Thames anytime soon, Scotty,
Why not the Thames?
because it's so disgusting and dirty. You'll
That's what
probably
I've
pick
heard.
up so many bugs. You probably will not want to ever go near there again.
Well,
Yeah,
if you
swimming
think
in
of
the
all the
Thames
things
every
that have
year.
gone down in general with
There's a
association with
merman.
Thames.
There's one of their merman
You know,
clients.
there's certain times of the year that the Thames actually goes out quite far, and there's a bit by the Tower of London that you can actually go down and walk for hours, where normally it's covered all throughout the year, and you can do like, metal detectors, and loads of people have found historic items
not a
and stuff
mermaid.
like that.
Oh,
That
yeah,
is
I'm
so
sure.
cool.
That's their one of their
done.
employees, Hannah. She
Jedi.
models a lot of their stuff and works in the studio. So there, I wanted to show the tank, and I found a picture of the tank, so I probably don't have to show so much.
Really?
This was a promo shot my daughters did right there, like 8 years ago.
I want a
And some of
tank.
these pictures are from a long time ago.
Not that kind of tank, though.
Not that kind of tank. So
I've made it my life's goal that if I ever end up
that's their building.
purchasing a house in an HOA area, I'm going to get a tank and park it in my yard.
There you are.
Yes.
Wouldn't that be cool? Your
That would
front
be
yard lawn ornament.
Yep. And then just laugh at all the
sunbathe
letters.
on it. You can sunbathe on it, Jace, with your sunglasses on, your shirt off, and all the girls can just go past and go, "Hi, Jason."
Look at that beached whale that's just bleaching in the
Ah.
sun. Good
Hey, I could
God,
come and
put a
join you.
shirt
We
on.
could
Why?
be
Am I ugly or are you offended? No,
I'll come and
we're
join you. We could be
blinded
a
by the sunlight reflecting off
pair.
of your
A
carpet.
pair of beached whales.
You are so not a beach whale. That's ridiculous to say. You're not.
There's the tank again.
I just know how to dress for my weight, Eric.
You are not
for the
a
most
beach
part.
whale at all.
Dude, same here.
It's like when Scotty goes on about his figure, I'm like, you don't even look like that. You look great.
Well, why? Thank you, man.
You know what, Wendy? You know,
What?
never mind. I'm not even going to complete. I'm not even going to complete the thought. It would be taken all kinds of the wrong way and imply things. Never mind.
By the way,
never mind.
freshman, no, junior year in college. There you go.
Scotty always looks amazing on a Tuesday. He really does. And I never know what he's going to wear. And he just turns up and he just knocks the ball.
We turn up always dressing alike.
Do you know, so many people have given me those feedback. They're like,
it's coordinated.
So cool.
By the way, if you didn't notice, that statue back there, that's the little figure that's standing next to the bust of Summonment back behind me over here. So,
they're in the Well of Souls, not the Well of Souls, the map room.
There you go.
There we are. Look,
there we are.
Need to have a nude when he comes over here. We're actually going to.
We need to have a nude what?
Real.
I'm sorry.
Maybe we should a new picture of us actually for the first time in 20 years together.
Yes.
20 years coming, that photograph.
I'm waiting for it, Scotty. I'm waiting for it. You do all these things, and I'm waiting to be like, surfing around on the internet, and Scotty Roberts was found dead and dumped in a ditch near his home. Leading suspect is his wife, Raini.
Yes. Well, she comes up to me every now and then. Here's a nice picture of Raini when we were first dating. There's the date on it, and that's 2006, so we were already dating there. But she every now and then she'll just out of the blue say, if I really wanted to dispose of your body, I just do it this way, and I drill holes in this box and this, and the fish could come in and out and eat you, and there'd be nothing left, and the box would be submerged. And I go, how much time did you been thinking about this?
Until they dredged the river or the pond or whatever.
Right.
We joked about the fact that Scotty may do a Shirley Valentine and just like send his suitcase back and not go back to America.
There it is. Yeah, exactly.
He'll just send his suitcase back and go, today Scotty Roberts did not board a plane.
I was just showing pictures earlier how
body of American found in Glasgow.
Exactly, because he'd love it out there. He'd stay out there forever.
Yeah,
Scotland would love it.
I'd move to Great Britain in a heartbeat.
Are you so sure that Scotland would love Scotty?
We do have a special relationship.
That's right.
Jason,
listen,
you
Money
do
Penny.
so well. It's like being there all over again for me.
Yes. Well, here's another one. Boom. That's another one of our show headers.
Which is your favorite header? I think I love the one with the swords. To be honest,
I like the swords. Don't take this wrong. There are much better pictures of you than that picture of you with the knife. Let's see if I've got one of those that just
Nope,
sitting
already
here.
taken it wrong.
You already took it wrong. You hate it. You hate it.
Yes. How could you say that to me?
Woe
20
is
years
me.
down the pan.
Better
I'm looking to
pictures.
see if
What?
I've got one of those in here.
Oh, he wants me to do one with the Little Red Riding Hood outfit, and I was like, I am so not doing the Little Red Riding Hood one. Do you remember the Red Riding Hood one?
Yes.
Yes.
Do I?
Oh,
Do
Lord.
I?
I'm over here dropping hints so my friend doesn't get murdered. Meanwhile,
not
our
saying
other
it.
friend
I'm
is
not
just
saying
Too late
the
for
instigating.
that. We've known each other too
Hey,
long.
we've known each other for longer than Rainy and I knew each other. So
We've known each other so long, we can get away with murder now because we've just known each other so long.
that's right.
There's nothing about Scotty.
I
that
don't know if I've got one
vice versa.
of the headers with you with the
knife.
The knife.
That's a big knife.
I'm looking.
That's not a
I'm
knife.
looking.
This is
Well,
not.
Not a
Scotty,
knife.
maybe it's in the old private file.
Oh, good God.
Here. Let me go find that right now. Oh,
Oh,
no,
man.
here it is. Here it is.
There it is.
The sword and the
Gotta
knife.
laugh. Gotta laugh.
I think maybe we should do a new header where it's the three of us and it's Scotty Roberts and Wendy Robertson and that asshole that sometimes shows up on our shows.
No,
I like that.
what's your
That works
surname
for me.
again, Jason? What's your surname again?
I don't know if I want to give that out. Well, the Chinese
come
already
on,
had
what
it.
is it?
Patrick.
So it's it's
Irish.
Robertson with Patrick. It's a bit of Patrick. Even my
with
cat
our
agrees.
friend Patrick.
A bit of Patrick.
Looking for old show headers here.
One of my favorites
shows up.
I remember Scotty in his days when he used to do like all the old school stuff and these Scotch and cookies and get a video on his bar, and I used to watch that from over here. We were saying it was 2004 that we actually met each other.
Yes, so 20 years ago. There's by the way, that's Rainy when she is pregnant with Flynn. So 15 years ago. But yeah. There's that again. I think that's the first time we used it right there.
I love that picture of you. You just look great there. I never knew you were going to use that one with the knife.
Yeah, the knife.
But now we need to come up with another one.
We do. We need to. We'll do a photo shoot when I'm there.
Yes.
See,
yeah.
I think we need to get Wendy, kind of redo that one a little bit, but get Wendy a Sykes Fairbairn knife. The Sykes Fairbairn was the dagger that the SAS and SOE guys, all those, and because the British thing there, give her the Sykes Fairbairn, and yeah.
Well, you see, that was the
These
supernatural
risque,
knife.
but this is my Instagram, so
that was that's what I was using for photo shoot.
It's gotta be some sort of fighting pose where you have the Sykes Fairbairn and you're like this. That's
well, you know me and a deadly weapon, Jay, so I'll give it my best shot.
There we go.
I love making Jason laugh because he just kind of shakes his head and goes off and goes, "Oh no, I don't know what to say."
Yeah,
to that.
I don't know what to say to that. So I'll say nothing.
And I'm being nice because I know exactly what I could do right now to get back.
What could you do?
I could just step outside.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's got the weed. You just do what you like,
Jason.
Yeah.
He likes to torment me. But this is your show, you see, Scotty. You can do what you like on your show.
Yes.
Even though I've actually encouraged you not to smoke anymore for your health.
That's right. Now, I have had...
He's doing far better than I am, Wendy.
You may not have
let's cut him some slack.
you were in the shower, Wendy, but earlier I mentioned I've had 2.5 cigarettes since I stopped smoking officially.
Brilliant.
Back in August. So August to September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April. That's 8 months.
Buddha man?
2.5. I light them up like this. I go, wow, this feels good. It looks good. It smells good.
But just playing with it
And
helps because
just-
that way you still feels like you're smoking.
That's what I've always said.
Serious.
If you can't actually smoke it, just play with it.
Look,
They
just
say
just pull a Bill Clinton, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, I did smoke marijuana, but I did not inhale.
A cigar is just a cigar.
no, seriously, like it's true. Like they say, if you don't want to smoke it, just fumble it in your finger.
That's it.
You just
That's
can't
it.
tell wrong.
I've done plenty of that and it doesn't get me any weight.
You know, that's the problem when I
That's
fumble
not-
it with my fingers. I want to smoke.
Different topic.
Oh my goodness, dig a hole.
So I
But
may
it's
step
true.
outside after this and call Jason on the phone and say, I'm going to have a smoke with you. Now, here's the thing.
You could have. I have no life.
I quit. Text me on the phone, your phone number. I probably got it, but I'll give you a
Okay.
shout. Or I'll call you on Messenger.
Yeah,
I'll
text
step
me a number,
outside after
Jace.
this, but
Text me a number.
Right. We'll go outside, then we'll light up cigarettes, and then we'll
Yeah.
video call Wendy.
that's right. That's right. You get your cigarette lit? Let's call Wendy now. Hey, Wendy.
Oh, you're such
Mm,
a bad
Why,
boy.
why is your camera off, boys? I don't understand. Why is your camera off? Oh, hold on. Click. What's
You know what
going
I used
on?
to do? When I would talk to Wendy
Oh my
and I'd be
God.
smoking, I'd be standing outside, I'd do one of these. Now, it was a vertical thing because you're on your camera, but I'd go,
Right. Yeah. The off frame. The off frame. Hang on.
well,
Try to get all of this out of the frame so Wendy doesn't yell at me.
Oh, come on, secretly, Jason, you love it. You enjoy it. You know you do.
It is entertaining. I will
You
give you that.
Aren't you? I've known Jason a long time, although we kind of went for a few years where we broke up, but then we got back together again, didn't we, Jace?
That's
you did.
you're using terminology to imply things that were not there. You know,
And he
It's
loves
true.
it, Wendy. He
We
loves
did
it.
know each other for
We
Jason
did.
knew each other for a long
There it is,
time,
Gina.
and we used to talk all the time, and then we broke up.
You broke
Yeah.
up and then you
Yeah.
got back together. And
Yeah, the band got back together.
the band got back together after,
right.
I don't know,
And he was
Yoko
like-
showed up
It's
and
like, which one of us stopped being friends first? And I was like, I
Wasn't
can't
me.
remember. Obviously, you, Jason.
no, it wasn't me.
He's like, "No, me, I'm just Jason. Here, Wendy.
Dude, I have like
It wasn't
600
me,
some
I'm
odd
just-
people. I think 613 people that are friends on Facebook with me. And I don't know 98% of them. All right. Like, and it's like, I'm like, who? Well, maybe I do know this person. My memory's just bad. I don't want to, you know.
Yeah,
well,
you knew
no, I
me.
won't
You
edit the list. You know, like
I do that. You know when I edit my list the most is the birthday. There you go. What are you doing off camera there?
Jason, what are you doing over there? Show me.
So I
nothing. I'm not doing
when
anything.
the birthdays come up on Facebook is when I have the best chance to edit my list because it's like it's Simon blah blah's birthday today. I'm like, I don't even know who that is.
Right.
I
Hi.
don't
And
know.
sometimes it's just people who listen to the show, and so they come and they join my Facebook, and I feel bad. So I've got constantly weeding down from
I
5,000
took
people.
400 people off my page the other day, and I was like, nope, I'm not doing it
Wow.
anymore. If I don't know you and we don't have a relationship of some kind, or I don't chat to you, you're not coming in, and that's how it is. And
Well, that's why you set up like a professional account, if you will, where it's like people can follow.
God no,
Necessarily
God,
friend. You know, it's like
no. I just like so I literally can because when I started doing Robertson and stuff like that, and when I had got the Impala, everyone said, "You wait, you're going to get loads of friend requests," and I did, and I just some of the people were lovely, but not everybody wants to be on everybody's page, right?
yeah.
I mean,
Well,
Scotty,
and you say one thing wrong. That's something that's tongue in cheek. That should be just a
I know.
joke, and people get upset.
And one thing I've noticed too is you put something up, like I'll put up a historical tidbit or a thing, and like a painting of like here I've got this happens to be sitting right here. And this was the original painting this is the watercolor of Indudio Maris, the Celtic chieftain. This is the watercolor that went into the book. And I changed it up digitally. I took out the red scarf and I made it kind of a drab brownish green. I thought that was more accurate. But everything he's wearing is something I took from archaeological artifacts. The helmet was to the age and all of this. And he would be, if he was dressed like this, it's ceremonial. And then I put an axe in his hand as well in the book. And so I did some digital enhancements to it. But I posted this picture and somebody would come along and go, well, that's not what the Celts really wore. The Celts really wore this. You really don't know what you're doing, do you? You don't know history, do you? They would never have worn a helmet like that.
Do you know,
one of those things that gets real interesting because people trying to jump in and say something and they don't have a historical background of something. And
right.
I have a very recent example of that on a friend's page where, discussions came up on works versus grace. She's fairly religious, but also has, a humorous side that's very much like mine. Right.
Yeah.
And you got into some weird arguments of how somebody was coming in there saying, Catholics aren't Christian. Which, I'm like, okay, first of all, but like, that's the thing is a lot of these people don't even know where the history of this stuff comes from. Like, well, none of that's in the Catholic Bible. And I'm like, dude, do you not understand that you're using the same document that the Catholics are using, that the Episcopalians, the Lutherans, the et cetera ad nauseum are using? There's just minor tweaks in there that are more modern day. This stuff was created with Constantine and the Council of Nicaea. Like we're using the same. How can you say that? And people don't even know the Council of Nicaea.
Yeah,
and it's.
Yeah, I'm a great believer that if it's on your page, Scotty, am I allowed to swear on your show?
Yeah, you can.
I'm a great believer that if it's on your page and someone doesn't like it, they can fuck off. Because basically, I had someone.
When you say it with a British accent, it sounds better.
Right? Sounds more proper.
I see you put a lot of stuff up about Henry, and I think you should stop doing that now because it looks like you want attention. And I went, you can fuck off.
And
I said,
you know what? You know what you can do?
That's your grieving process. Leave it alone.
And if you don't like it, you can just take yourself off my page and fuck off.
And that's one of those things that when people do that. Yeah, when people do that, it's like if you're concerned about something with your friend posting stuff all the time, approach them offline. Hey, I've noticed a lot of this is going on. I'm just kind of concerned. I know everybody has their own process, but maybe it's something that seemed maybe a tad unhealthy lately, and I'm just concerned about you. Yeah, that's entirely different than walking into the comments.
And you know what? The thing about any of that stuff, I've told people online that say stuff like that to me about any given topic.
Right.
And I'd say, you should private message me about this.
Right.
Say it in open channel.
Yeah. Sure.
Or somebody that wants to take you to task over something.
And that's like
it's not really it's
with like the religious stuff, like my friend with that post, normally I just scroll past things like whatever.
That stuff. If somebody wants to discuss something,
if somebody is attacking somebody's faith or somebody's belief.
I can't believe you just posted that because everybody knows the Bible is just mythology and it's just fantasy.
I'll weigh in at that point, man. Hey, look, what you're saying here is actually pretty dismissive of a whole bunch of people who are perfectly good Christians who lead good Christian lives. And, like with Catholicism, sure, there's a history of bad things that have happened, but there's a whole lot of history of bad things happening with the other ones. And people who live in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. And,
though, because when Scotty and I did that episode when I was drinking water, I think it was the first episode, not the first one, we did the prelude to Robertson. And I think Niall said, oh my God, look at her, she's drinking. And
And Niall is, he's
and it was
done
so
his
funny because like you
apology
don't
on
know me, and yet people are so easy to make judgments of other people,
Right.
and that's when it's on your page. If you want to put something on your page and you're not hurting anybody and you're minding your own business and doing your own thing, it's nobody's business what you do.
Right.
They can all sod off.
That's
Yeah.
right. See ya.
Bye.
So
You don't have to be here.
guess what? We got to wrap this up. And so, Wendy, you've got Wicked Women today?
We do. Yes, we do. We're back. We had a little. I've not been to Wales, because obviously I've not been doing Robertson. But yes, we are back, and we have a full lineup of women on Wicked Women.
Oh,
so
I'll have to come
because
in.
it's our.
Well, whoa. Okay. All right. I stand ready to, swing in and stir up a hornet's nest and watch people roll their eyes.
I may or may not be there. Raini is out of town with the 12-year-old girl at a scout thing, and they might be coming back by 4:00. So I don't know.
Well,
yet.
it's our 1 year. We've been going 1 year. So it's called Friends with Benefits, which is very different to the one that you and I did, because Jason was so keen to point that one out.
Oh, yes.
And it's like, Jesus, Jason, jump down and that, or what? Like, he's like, it's the same. No, it's going to be,
Look
we
at
will
that
touch
innocence.
briefly on
Pretty. You're even prettier when you're innocent.
I know, he tries, doesn't he? Bless his little heart.
My
Yes,
halo is probably held up by a couple of broken horns.
There it is. So everybody go check out Wicked Women today. If you've never been there before, or if you have, Wendy will be posting a link to that.
Up.
You can go watch it or go look up. I don't know if it comes up under Wicked Women. There's somebody else on YouTube. With
it comes up as Wicked Women 888 on YouTube.
888?
Yes, 888. 888.
888. Infinity sideways.
That's
so,
right.
888.
You can watch it live on the Twitter. You can watch it live on YouTube, and you can watch it live on Val's page, which is open. And for mine, it'll be open for a while.
And remember, if you want to join the chat rooms, but you join through Facebook, guess what? Nobody on the main chat in YouTube sees you. And you can't see anybody else in YouTube when you're only commenting on the Facebook. You can comment on Facebook, just like my show, but you've got to be over in YouTube to be able to do that. So Wendy will post the YouTube link. Go look up Wicked Women 888. And
if you go
on YouTube, and
Wicked Women 888 on YouTube, you'll find the link. If you go to my page on Facebook, which that link is open right now, and Val's page, it is open on there. And you can also find it on Instagram at Wicked Women 888. But we do not have a Facebook page because I'm not being funny. There's only much social media I can do.
That's right.
It's like, no, it's Instagram and X, I should call it, not Twitter.
And by the way, the 888, all that means is they are just about a third more evil than 666.
Yeah, so. Scotty, I mean, let's just say this credit where credit's due. Scotty actually gave the name Wicked Women to us because we were thinking of a name, and we came up with women, and we were thinking, like, we'll do this, we'll do that. And then Scotty said, well, I think you should go for Wicked Women. And so he actually gave the name, he did the logo, and we've just updated the logo, which looks really cool. And then we did, because there's 3 women on the post, the 8 is also the shape of a woman's body, so 888.
Well, for those
I didn't even put that together.
some not everybody has an hourglass figure. I'm feeling like this is actually an exclusatory kind of thing. You have pear shapes, you have
sexist and prejudicial, and
I'm so sorry, Jace.
Gatekeeping, just all kinds of
gatekeeping.
Tell me off in private.
I can turn him up just like this, Wendy. I can just go like that, and then it's just back to you and me. So
I'm used to getting shut out by people. It's okay.
Oh,
it's all right.
Later, Scotty. Later.
Yes.
Yeah. When the video camera's on.
I hope you had that towel off by then.
Oh God.
See,
here we go.
Let me reveal the joke, the half joke in there. It's like you say, "Are you dressed now? Did you get rid of that towel?" Or it can be, "You got that towel off, right?" So you can take that one of two ways.
But it is different, the humor between
Joke,
British
folks.
humor and American humor, and I mean that absolutely with 100% on my heart because I love you guys. But British humor takes the piss out of everything. There is no taboos whatsoever,
Yep.
and if you're black, gay, disabled, or whatever it is, we'll take the piss out of you, and we're
It's
also we're
like
very
Ricky Gervais at the Oscars, the
love
Grammys, or whatever. Yeah, he's just
Get
equally
your
hates on
reward,
everyone.
Thank your God and your mother and fuck off.
and fuck off.
We don't
right, guys.
need it. We
Speaking
don't.
of fucking up, that's what we got to do now. We got to get out of here. So, Wendy,
Anyway.
watch Wendy today, 4 o'clock
Guys.
Central, 5 o'clock Eastern time. You can go find her at youtube.com/wickedwomen888. Wicked Women 888. Now, somebody's going to write me later today. What was that address again? Wicked Women what?
Wicked Women,
888.
like, just, and also Tuesday we'll be back with Robertson.
Yes. Tuesday, we'll be back with Robertson.
Yeah, looking
And
forward.
we'll post links for all that when that comes.
Mhm.
And, of course, me, Monday, Wednesday, Friday for Intrepid Radio right here. So, Wendy, I will talk to you soon.
Yeah, I love you. See you later, Jace.
Love you too.
Bye.
Talk to you soon. Bye. Jason, good to see you, brother. Thanks for
Always
coming
a
on.
pleasure.
This show's always more fun when you can bounce things off of somebody.
Right. Yeah. I like it when things are conversational.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there we go. I was going to come up with a really quick witticism joke that had sexual connotations with bouncing things off of somebody, but I didn't go there. So and I wouldn't want it to be misconstrued or me taken as being prurient and the prurient Scotty Roberts. So anyway, there we go.
There you go.
And that's all I got to say about that. Jason, we'll see you next time. Maybe today, later on Wicked Women. We'll see. If
Sounds good.
All right. See you later. All right, everybody else, thank you for being here. Remember, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, the Intrepid Radio program right here on my YouTube and also over on Odyssey Radio. And I want to thank you all for being here. Thanks for taking your time. Have a good Sunday. See you tomorrow. Live long and prosper.